We rolling. Oh, hey, Mr. So, what are you up to?
Hey, Mr. Callan. Well, I was just thinking about what we studied last week, and I wanted to come out and see if there were any cells inside this pond water.
Okay. Well, what do you remember from last week?
Okay, good question. Well, there's two types of cells. There's animal cells and plant cells. Animal cells have a cell membrane on the outside. These are organelles. A cell membrane on the outside. They've got a nucleus on the inside, the brain of the cell. They have cytoplasm, so the gel-like substance on the inside. They've got lysosomes, which are the rubbish collectors, mitochondria, which are the powerhouse, and then plant cells have chloroplasts in them, which give them their green color and allow them to convert sunlight into energy in the form of chemical energy. And they also have a cell wall, which the cell is inside, that keeps them nice and straight and gives them their form.
Nice job, Mr. Cell. And looking at this pond water then, do you see any plant or animal cells?
No, so there's no cells in this pond water.
It's a good question. To answer that question, we have to zoom out. So at the moment, we've said that there's two types of cells. There's plants and there's animals. There's more to it than just that. So let me explain by giving you an analogy. So if you think of our college right now, we could split our college into two categories. We have the high school and we have the primary school. So that's like saying we have plant and animal cells. But let's zoom out of our college and have a look at, say, the state school system and the private school system.
Okay.
So we can think in biology with this idea in mind to say that all cells can be categorized into two main categories. We have prokaryotes and we have eukaryotes.
Okay, so they're different categories of cells. What is the difference?
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about prokaryotes. Prokaryotes are really simple cells. So they do not have a nucleus. That's one main feature.
Oh, so like prokaryote, pro sounding like no, so they no nucleus. Prokaryotes, no nucleus.
Yeah, nice one. Prokaryotes, but then there's also eukaryotes. And eukaryotic cells are more complex. They're bigger than prokaryotes, and they do have a nucleus.
Eukaryote, sounding like do have a nucleus.
Yeah, nice one. That's a good way to remember it.
Okay, so what does that have to do with my pond water then?
Yeah, well, can you see any cells in there?
No, I can't see any cells. There's no plants, there's no animals, so there's no cells in this water.
Well, if we're only talking about plants and animals, then yeah, you're right. But with our two main categories in mind now, there are actually millions of cells in there. Not eukaryotic cells, but prokaryotic cells.
But they're really small, like I can't see anything.
Exactly, that's another feature of prokaryotes. They do not have a nucleus, they're simple, and they're really small. So the type of prokaryotic organism that you would be looking at in there, that would be bacteria.
Oh, I think I see one. Oh no, that's just a smudge.
Bacteria are a prime example of prokaryotes because they do not have a nucleus and they are really small. More than that, prokaryotes are unicellular organisms. Think of a unicycle. Have you ever ridden a unicycle before?
I have not, no.
But you know that they have one wheel, hey?
They do have one wheel, yes.
Unicellular organisms, uni meaning one, are only made up of one type of cell. That's what prokaryotes are. Simple organisms made up of one cell. So they're really small.
So what's a eukaryotic cell then?
Eukaryotic cells are bigger and more complex, and they are plant and animal cells. And because plants and animals are a lot more complex than, say, prokaryotes, they're bigger because they have more organelles, more functionality.
So is this a eukaryotic cell?
It's a plant, yeah.
So does this have eukaryotic cells in it?
Plant, yeah.
Does this dragonfly have a eukaryotic cell in it?
Animal, yeah.
So does my skin have a eukaryotic cell in it?
Yeah.
Does my brain have a eukaryotic cell in it?
Yeah.
Does the graft have a eukaryotic cell in it?
What are you doing? So shake the gold from your toes and let these girls walk you home. So shake the gold from your heart, it all and let it fall. Cause it takes a lot to make an art of home, to love, and it takes a lot to love you wrong.